This show
and
gonna go to
gentlemen.
hell quickly.
Oh my God! Listen, BGST, we're live. We got an old fogey in the building today.
You're not talking about me, are you?
No, not yeah. I'm talking about you. We got Warrior Work
I'll
with us
fuck
today.
you guys up.
Oh
What's going
my
on?
God! Listen, Gamescom's tomorrow. We got some shit
Is
we
it?
gotta talk about. Yes.
Yeah, Gamescom, man. We're in it, man. In it to win it.
We talk about
Oh my
tomorrow. Microsoft has signed a deal with THQ to bring some of that trash to Steam.
Nobody
Oh
saw-
yeah, man. 5 great games.
Yeah.
That's a megaton announcement.
Yeah,
Nobody
for
saw
real.
that.
Five
Literally.
5 great games.
No one saw
man.
this coming.
No, well, I saw it coming, but yeah, I mean, come on.
Well, of course,
They did say that they were gonna put more stuff on Steam. So
Everything
Yeah,
that they
that's true.
shoot, everything they do should go to Steam.
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna dabble with PC stuff, you might as well put it on a place where people are gonna buy it, right?
I mean, it's shit. You're gonna make more money there than you will in the shitty Windows store.
Oh, yeah, nobody wants Windows Store. That's a debacle. Horrible.
Yeah,
fucking
but
garbage.
there's reports that Steam is going through a little trouble right now because of the turmoil that's going on with the AAA companies and what they want to do because they want to start their own services. Like Banco Namco is going to start theirs, Capcom's going to start theirs, Bethesda's going to start theirs, and so
It's
they're
gonna be
basically
like-
going to be pulling their big titles off there because they're
It's gonna
tired
be
of
like
paying
it's
that
gonna be like
30%.
Disney. It's gonna be like Disney pulling their stuff off Netflix and starting their own streaming. service.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting their own
I like
shit.
what
So,
EA did.
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So basically, I mean, Steam is not going to go anywhere because they're really strong with indies, and plus everybody that's played with Steam, they love that ecosystem because you got all your games right there that you can just choose to play. But man, if they started giving out those enticements, just like EA Access, where you got like today, I went ahead and pre-ordered Battlefield 5, and it was $63.99. Like so for the deluxe edition. So if they start throwing deals like that for their big games, then they're going to be hitting Steam pretty good in their pockets.
Well, it also depends on how much they want for a monthly service. If there's a monthly service to get some of these things, like with the new, what's the EA Origins one? What's that one on PC? You pay a monthly fee for that shit. Granted, you get discounts on games, but still, there's a fee.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
just their version of
Access
EA
stuff,
Access.
but it's not that bad. I mean, to me, Origins is better than EA Access
It
by
is.
far. You know what I'm saying? And then they also have a incentive, like if you pay, I forget what the certain amount is, that you get a whole bunch of different games that will be coming out. Plus, they are doing a partnership with Warner Brother on Origin. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot better over there. I wish that they would implement that to EA Access over here, but
Yeah, I agree.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only $100 a year.
Right, yeah.
We should chime in at the same time. No, like I don't really. To be honest with you, I don't really care about any of that PC crap, so it doesn't really matter to me. None. Like,
Whoa!
I mean,
how
hey,
can you not
it's
care
just-
about the PC? A PC is
I
Xbox.
just-
Xbox is
well,
PC,
because
crap.
I just don't care. That's not my.
110, fam?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
We're talking
yeah.
about
I mean,
politically
hey,
correctness.
you know what? Nobody knew about like that's funny. Warrior Wart might have been one of the only few people that was like, "Man, I see what you're doing, crap." And I was like it just goes to show
Okay,
you, man.
got out.
Yeah, that's a funny situation. But you know what? I'm excited about Gamescom tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be huge announcements, but I think there's going to be some interesting ones. Hopefully that Elite 2 with some kind of release date, because there's different rumors now that there's something else aside from that that they're going to announce. It's going to ship this
Cuphead
October.
DLC.
Ooh, Cuphead DLC. Man,
Super Lucky Still
No.
VR.
Let's not get it wrong, fellas. We know that the Kraken is finally coming.
the
Full
Kraken.
on. Yeah,
Dude.
he's not going to be lacking no more come after tomorrow.
Where's Xbot at? Where is that man?
Nice.
It
Nice.
finally evolved.
Hey
Yeah.
Z, you might be disappointed to hear this, but last night, me, 108 Dragons, the Don, and our boy Flip, we was playing some Sea of Thieves,
Jesus Christ.
and people that were saying that it was trash, they watched us play on that stream last night, and they was like, "Whoa, I didn't know we had all this new stuff. Hey man, this looking dope. I'm telling you, Thieves, man, it's great.
It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool, man. It is fun.
Check it out.
The Curse of Megalodon, and
Listen,
then
I just want
those
to quote.
ships.
I want to
Yeah.
quote Next Gen for a second, all right? When
Uh-huh.
it comes to Sea of Thieves, I see some stand, I see some water, I see a boat. Then we sail for an hour. They said we gotta go get a black pig. I said a black pig? Hell no.
Man, yeah, we got to get the pig, man. I found the cage. I would have got the pig, but then we had to go fight these damn
Hey,
these
Megan,
ghost
I'm
ships,
gonna
man.
tell you like this, Megan. Like my
Great.
teachers told me,
Great.
Dude, those things are difficult, man. Like, holy crap, man.
Yeah, we got to have a crew.
Are we really talking about chasing pigs?
yeah.
No, we're talking about
We're
taking
talking
down.
about-
Hey, Megan.
Yeah, taking down.
Hey, Megan, you were live streaming last
Tim,
night?
what have you heard? You're usually good with the inside stuff, man. What do you got? What do you got on Gamescom tomorrow? Something big? Larry breaking out the white gloves. I saw him pack him. He did. Like, I swear.
Well, he's gotta pack him for the new Elite.
I think
Well,
you
do
get
you
the
really?
Elite. I think you get the new Elite. I think you might get some advanced games, and I'm hoping for the announcement for down the line. I think they're gonna have another show down the. I think that's pretty much a good possibility that they're gonna have a show.
Hello.
Not
Can you
a
guys hear me?
Gamescom, but like a PSX.
Like an XO event back in the day.
Yeah,
Man, you know what's bad, but just his tone.
Hello.
Well, no.
Come
I
on,
mean,
Tim,
like,
you have to get all about it.
they're not doing a presser. They're doing. They're just doing an inside Xbox.
They're basically doing what they did in between Sony's show at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's
You
not
guys
gonna be
hear
a
me?
big show.
Now
bro.
we hear you.
I'm not expecting an acquisition announced. I'm not expecting
Okay, I'm
Cable
sorry.
4 to be announced.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to announce anything like that.
They're holding
there,
on to
yeah.
those chips. They're gonna just have. They're gonna have
that?
their own show. They're doing what Sony's doing.
They're going to announce Injustice 2 in Game Pass. Woo!
Hey, yo.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Like stuff like that.
Hey,
Like,
That's a
Megan.
big deal.
I'm hearing some good Game Pass rumors, though.
They're
Yeah,
basically
that's not bad.
leapfrogging Gamescom for another event, and
Hey,
it's
Megan.
probably best smart to do that because during the holiday, if you have Sony having 2 shows,
Hello?
at least you can have one.
I hear you. Zeke.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
All right,
sorry.
go ahead.
I'm having a problem back when OBS is tripping. I'm sorry. You were saying that you were playing Sea of Thieves, and they were rooting you on.
Yeah, people was. People
I'm gonna
was
tell you,
was
like my teachers told me in school, they were not laughing with you; they were laughing at you.
No, they came in with the whole cracking his lack and garbage and all that, and then they saw what we were doing, and then like how action packed it was. We went into the very edge. of the
Were they
city.
right though? Because the Kraken's not even there.
Oh shit!
Well, no, they were just clowning. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anybody worried about? We got plenty of other things to worry about now. And look, those ships are insane. Like they're like Crap said, they're insanely hard because you got to take down 4 of them. And
Well,
you need
an alliance for sure.
Yeah, you need an alliance. You need an armada for real.
You can't do that alone.
Hold on, looking at the comment here, Tim Dog. What's about this Xbox All Access? Have you heard about that?
I heard about that, Tom. I'm just thinking that's a Gamescom, a Game
Well, can you
Pass.
explain what it is then? Well,
I'm
what might
thinking
be?
this is- well, my guess is it's like a Games Pass, Xbox Live, maybe EA Access.
Oh, well, we've been asking. Okay.
Like some type of like something like that. Tom Warren mentioned it, but it's up for interpretation. My guess is it's like combining all them for one price.
You're still
What's
going to have
the-
the option to do either.
So between
though, right?
Game
they're not
Pass,
gonna-
Yeah.
so between Game Pass, EA Access, and Xbox Live Gold, what's the maximum you guys would pay per year if they bundled something like that?
I'm done with all these subscriptions. Put something together with something else. Put Game Pass in with the price of Live. Do something because
Yeah, but that's what
it's
this
so
is, isn't it?
fragmented at this point.
That could be that could be what they're doing though.
Yeah, that's what they mean by All
That's
Access.
perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, but what's the most
My-
you would pay?
my
Because
guess is I just have a guess on it, but I think what you just said, it could be that too. So.
Because if Live's $60 a year if we're buying it from Microsoft, and Game Pass is $10 a month, and EA Access is $30 a year, what's the most you guys would pay for a year of all that shit?
Well, I don't want EA Access.
120
so
maybe.
give me Xbox Live and Game Pass, and I'll pay maybe $70-$80.
I mean, I would pay 100, but all right.
I think
the most I'd pay
100.
is 100.
Yeah, 80 to
looking
100
at
is
the comments
reasonable.
section real quick, because I got to pay the bills. Floyd Mayweather with $2 says, thoughts on Nvidia Intech consumer being a $1,200 for a 280 Ti. What are your thoughts on this panel?
I'd rather get 2.5 Xbox One X's.
Jesus
Facts.
Christ.
Oh, shit.
Facts. I'd rather get the Xbox One X again.
I'd rather get an Xbox One X, a PS4 Pro, and a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and a new Nintendo. Shit. Yeah,
And a
I'm not. There's
Ouya
no way.
just for shit.
And an Ouya, just throw it in there, yeah.
And that a new Atari that's being made. Yeah, whatever. Console for
The new
life.
Atari.
Hell yeah.
I think they canceled that.
Yeah.
Did they cancel it?
Yeah.
Ah, come on.
No, I think that Atari's still alive.
No, they're still making it.
No,
Yeah, I
they-
thought they
they-
still making it. I thought
it's
I
a
seen
scam. They don't even
them.
have the Kickstarter. They don't have no finals. There's a bunch of shit with that.
It comes with Sea of Thieves pre-installed.
No, it's like the problem is
Great.
I'll match it.
the problem
I'm
is
on
it's just an Ouya
540p.
basically. It's just an Ouya basically. That's the problem. It's not like an actual console. You know.
I mean, who gives a fuck about Atari? I don't care how nostalgic you want to go.
I'm just
I
saying.
mean,
That's
Hey,
where I go
until you play
for the
Outlaw or
damn
Tanks
ship.
or Airplane or Ski
Oh, man,
or something
Tanks
like
is
that, you
great.
can't talk shit.
Hell no.
E.T. man, I tell you what, man.
Ah, I love falling in the hole.
that story was great though.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Here's the funny thing, right?
That's
that
what
game was a
Daniel
lot
killed
better
him.
than. No, well, not really. I mean, kind of, but not really.
It
But
did.
what
It did.
happened? What? No.
It almost crushed the gaming market.
No. It wasn't just ET. There was a lot of factors like
It was their piss poor arcade ports of games like Pac-Man and Pitfall that really stunk up the joint.
And there was no way to tell what games were good or bad back then. So people like parents would go into a store and see 10 games for $25 and buy that. And the games are like Dog Chow bits, and they were like knockoff games of popular games, or they weren't good games. And so it got
there was no
oversaturated.
Pac-Man, it was Puck-Man.
Yeah,
No,
Oh, that Pac-Man did not work though.
Hey, Dodgem was a great game because it was just like Pac-Man, but it was using cars, and that was real nostalgic for me. I did like Dodgem.
Defender. There
I
was a
swear
lot
to
of
Christ,
good-
if they do a
lot
remake
good
of Bump and
games.
Jump, I'm all in.
Let's go.
Circus.
Go.
Anybody remember Circus? The
Oh,
first time
yeah,
I
I
played
remember that.
game. Yeah, I pissed myself laughing when you fall off the thing, dude. There was some tremendous games on that. But then move on to the NES or whatever, and it's it was like all over. When you first get that taste of Mario, it was just kind of something just clicked. You know what I mean? Just at the right time.
So when you like the taste of Mario? Is that what you just
hell
said?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Mario, man, dude.
Mercy.
Dude, the first time I played Mario, man, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. There's nothing else like this, and I was hooked, man. Just absolutely.
Zaire's like, there was not enough violence in Mario.
Hey man.
There's not enough gore. It's not adult enough.
Hey, listen, man. Mario's dog shit.
Oh my god, come on, man. You
Mario,
weren't
hold on.
playing no
What
Mario.
are you talking about?
Nah, Mario. I mean, back in the day, yes, when I was 8, 9,
Yeah, I
9,
think that's what he meant.
8 when I didn't.
What the hell
before I
did you think
scored.
we were talking about?
Mario
Nah.
Sunshine.
No,
right,
you
Z?
motherfuckers still go fucking bonkers for that shit now.
Oh,
Dude,
no, yeah,
I like
you're right.
Mario. Yeah.
No, but he's talking about the first Mario. Crap, what was the first game you even played?
I can't wait to jump on that.
Defender. Yeah, it was Defender on the Atari.
I'm a Super Mario Bros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mario Brothers also. First
I didn't own an Atari was the thing back then. I wasn't old enough, you know what I mean? Like, the first console that I owned was an NES. So, but the first game I
Yeah,
had,
same here.
I think a cousin or something had a Atari that I used to go over and play all the time. So,
See, I had
I had
a
a keyboard with
2600, and my
mine.
cousin had a 7800, and I'm like, God damn
Yeah.
it, why does he have to have the better one?
Yeah, I had a 2600.
Yeah, and that-
26,
I had a
56.
friend across the. I had a
2600
friend-
was the most popular.
Yeah,
And then
that
I
was the most
had-
common, so.
then I had the NES with Rob the Robot. That was so cool.
Gyro
Mine.
Gyro
That
Mine.
thing's
Gyro Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was great.
I remember just thinking it was like the coolest damn thing ever. And then
was
growing up, it
useless.
wasn't like nowadays where people have multiple consoles. Man, you had to pick one or the other. So it was like I could have got a Master System or
Nobody has two
Well-
TVs.
Who
Yeah,
was
no.
it? Atari that people got confused with the TV thing because they thought they had to get that certain brand of TV to
That was Magnavox.
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 Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like it went like the NES, Genesis, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, which came out after that, Dreamcast, and then once I was able to get shit on my own, I bought everything.
I
So-
thought Crap was going to say when he was getting the PlayStation, he was going to go, yeah, and then I didn't play games for a while until the Xbox.
Oh,
I was like, dude, they had this football game. I don't remember who would remember it, 989.
Game day.
Game day.
Game day.
I'm young,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
so-
flying all over the place, but they'll
Yeah,
love
that I used to love that game, right? Like that was I like that and the Crash. I was big into PlayStation back in the day. I loved it. It wasn't until
Yeah.
like because if you think about it, we were getting side scrolling stuff, and then they were like 3D, even though it looks like shit now. It was amazing back then, and so it was inventive. And then it wasn't until like PS2 and stuff and PS3 that they were started to really kind of lose traction in my mind, and other people were doing it better. So I evolved into the online stuff. But once I played the Dreamcast, which I played online, like those 2K games, basketball, football, all that stuff I played on. Once I did that, there was no going back to playing games offline. It was all about online since that point. And it was funny because I had an original Xbox and I had a PS2, and the PS2 didn't have a way to go online with it at first. Like you had to order the thing.
Yeah,
and
their
so I had
network
an Xbox.
adapter was fucking dog shit.
It was $100.
Yeah, pay for that damn thing. Yeah, how much was that thing?
I went online
$100.
Getting back on topic, though, we have to answer the question. Do you guys think that 280 Ti is anti-consumer because of how expensive it is or anything?
I don't.
I don't really know. I don't know how that shit works.
I mean, I don't because I mean, how many years before it actually became into the market from the previous generation?
Yeah, like I don't know what these graphic cards usually launch at anyways. Like, is that the normal price?
Yeah, well, I think yeah, but that's
more?
That's more
I don't know.
than I've heard. Yeah, that's more. But I mean, to me, it's like the difference with PC is like if these guys, they already know that this stuff is already coming, and they can save their chips up for maybe a year or two. I don't see anything wrong with that. But if it's like 6 months down the line, or something like that, then yeah, that's very, very anti-consumer. I mean, look, it's already damn near sold out. So I mean,
people are buying this shit. And what's going on, Tip Diamond?
Shout out to
Going on with Tip Diamond with $2. And Mr. Parker, star of Parker is a Dumbass, the podcast. He says Arkham Knight over Spider-Man, and I don't know. I haven't played either, so I played Batman obviously, but I haven't played Spider-Man yet.
How do you know it's better than Spider-Man if you haven't even played Spider-Man yet?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I haven't played Spider-Man yet, so I don't know.
No, I mean the commenter.
But he's a DC fanboy.
To be honest, to be fair, I'm digging Spider-Man from what I'm seeing. I'm
more of a Spider-Man guy, anyways.
As man, I don't care about Marvel or DC. I don't get which one is better. To me, Spider-Man is looks like
God damn it!
Oh shit, this is a better goddamn game in my opinion. It looks better. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, about the $1,300. Has any of the specs come out on it? Like, does anybody know the T-flop count? And
I just don't pay attention to this shit.
No, I'm hearing that tomorrow we'll get the full rundown, but it's not really that much. It's like it's supposedly 9% more powerful than the 1080 Ti. Maybe it has more RAM. It has 11 gigabits of RAM. I think that's more than.
Or VRAM.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's just if you have the 1080 Ti, what does the 1080 Ti go for right now?
About 700-800.
Jesus.
I remember Fat Kid Deals had a bunch of that shit for like $500, maybe less.
Where the hell is D-Batch? That dude knows all about this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
He's paying off bets and stuff, probably buying.
I'm looking at prices between $813.99 to $675. That shit's expensive.
Okay, apparently it's 14 T-flops.
Damn, that's a lot of T-flop.
Okay, it's 14.
And Nvidia T-flop is actually like higher.
Yeah.
I guess that's definitely worth it.
People are gonna pay for it, but I mean, TI is a better
well, hey,
deal.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a hard out. I got to roll. I got to drop somebody off at the airport. I just want to say, the only thing that I'm looking forward to from Gamescom is that new Elite, because my Elite's broken. Other than that, Double Penetration podcast on iTunes.
Like everyone else's.
Same here.
Double P Penetration, Double Podcast. Yeah, check it out.
What about the wait? Somebody said something about what penetration?
Oh, that's the name of the show.
Oh, dude, you don't know, man. Chris is he does a podcast with a porn star, man.
Double Penetration Podcast on
Penetration
BBC
Podcast,
Radio Network, Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Fellas, it's been a pleasure. I gotta roll out, but before
Rock
I go,
and roll.
I'll do because I know how much Zaire loves it.
Oh, that's from the original cartoon.
Yes, sir. He's showing his age with that one.
Yeah,
go
watch that
Rams.
cartoon.
Go Rams, Chris.
Yeah. I guess so. What time is Gamescom tomorrow?
Early.
I think
10
it's
a.m.
10 a.m.
Hey, you got showstoppers in the comment section. Get them in here.
No, stop. Get him in here. Get him in here.
Showstopper
Man.
in here.
So you want to rock? What happened?
I think it's 10:30.
10:30?
It's going to be held, but their Gamescom is going to be held inside Xbox deal. So 10:30
Nice.
tomorrow.
Is that you want
I
to
can
answer
hardly wait to
the
see
question there?
What's the
to
question?
see the gang, man. It's gonna be good, man.
Well, I don't think Phil's there. I think just Green.
Or pay the bills, I meant.
Yeah. What do you say? I don't see it.
Uh,
Amazon is true. What do you say? Shot Floyd Mayweather. He says Amazon is true. Fuck niggas. They are officially trash. What Amazon do?
I think
Yeah, I
Amazon,
heard
he's
about
referring to
that.
them taking away the pre-order discount because you got like, I think 20% or something crazy like that when you pre-order games, which was fucking awesome, but Amazon
They
taking away
did
from
that.
it.
They did that to compete with
Best Buy.
Best Buy. Best Buy stopped theirs, so Amazon stopped theirs. I mean, that's business. To be honest with you, probably wasn't worth it for them to.
I mean,
kind
it
of
sucks
do
for us
that, yeah.
consumers, though. Think about it that way.
Yeah, that's why
I
these
mean, they won't
services is
even-
going to start looking more appealing when they start popping in.
The
Yeah.
problem is Amazon wasn't even selling like PS4 stuff. Like you can't pre-order PS4 stuff on there for some reason.
They have a problem
Why
with
they
Sony.
stop doing that?
They have some kind of issue with Sony that's getting underreported. Like people aren't really talking about it, but it's very interesting. And like I couldn't order the Spider-Man collector's edition from them. I had to go to GameStop and order it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, me too. I had to go to GameStop.
And EA has got the same type of problem too. That's one reason why the pre-order sales for Battlefield V or 5 is going through what it's going through because they're having some issues.
Some people are saying that shit's like under 85% what it should be. I don't know where the hell they're getting their sources from though.
What's under 85%?
They said like 85% Battlefield's down from Call of Duty or some shit.
I mean, well, we can talk about that. Shout out to Griffin Gaming. He did a video, I guess that kind of went viral, about, the backlash from, he said the SJW, social justice warriors over Battlefield, and the females on the cover, gamers are sticking up, they're not buying it, they had that old skew. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think Battlefield's supposedly, or it's not selling well because of,
Well, what's the controversy? I don't even know what the hell's going on.
the
There's women in the game.
Women on the game.
Women lead.
And a World War II game, which they think didn't exist for some reason.
Right. People say
Yeah, they felt like women didn't fight in World War II.
It wasn't just that. Basically, what happened was it wasn't very accurate to a lot of things, right? So, it just with some of the things that was going on at the time, and so a lot of purists were like, "Well, how come World War II Call of Duty went for a very accurate like story and things like that, and you guys aren't,
So what's not accurate though about Battlefield? What's the problem?
Well, I guess there was a lot of. I don't really want to get into all this, man, because I don't feel that way.
You're not afraid.
If you don't feel that way, just explain it. We're not going to confuse you.
Just other people, just other people.
Joe Crab said no. I didn't vote for Trump. I just didn't like Hillary. I know I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't like Hillary.
All I'm saying is there's probably multiple reasons. One reason is it looks very similar to Battlefield 1. Another reason is people flocked to Battlefield 1 because Infinite Warfare was coming out on the Call of Duty side. People were fed up with that futuristic stuff, right?
Yep.
So there was a lot of things pushing people towards Battlefield 1. Now you've got Red Dead 2 coming out. You've got Black Ops 4 coming out. Even though that game looks like trash, the name Black Ops means something to a lot of people. So they're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get it! I gotta get it!" So yeah, it looks like pre-orders are down for it, and that's it's a little bit odd because the developers who basically told everybody, "This is our game. We're gonna do it the way we want to do it. Screw you guys." And then now that pre-orders are low, the newest trailer that they released was much more realistic, and they went for the more realism aspect than like some of the like face paint.
But what was the crux of the issue? Worry was that they had the first trailer they showed. They showed, I guess, a woman lead character, and people kicked back and said that's not historically correct. It was all men back then, and that was, people think that some people were under the impression that Battlefield was kind of forcing, a female lead when it, shouldn't be there. Now, me personally.
Oh, okay, Tim like now, but like, when did they say it was gonna be historically accurate or anything?
What's that?
When did they say it was going to be historically accurate?
They didn't, but people
They
just
did.
figured. People just kind of figured that there would be like more. Like since you're doing a world, because the thing is, right, and this is kind of an issue that I've saw people complain about. They're changing the history. Like this actually, World War II happened, right?
Yeah, but
so
it's like an alternative thing.
I get it. Well, is it alternative? I mean, I haven't.
It's like an alternative universe because of everything going on. I mean, there's a lot of like things that are accurate. Like people had a problem with that woman having that prosthetic arm, but the reality is people had those prosthetic arms back then, like that same exact one. That thing's real.
Well, look, the bottom
was
line
that woman real? No, not necessarily.
If you want a history lesson, don't play a video game. Go read a fucking book.
I just think, like I said, I just think some people in general felt like they were trying to alter what's actually happened. You know what I mean? Like if you even Call of Duty World War II sort of did that, right? Like the story was accurate. Like they were a lot of it was based off of people's recollections and letters that people were saying and stuff like that, right? The one thing where they did kind of back off of it was like when you went online, you know, there was no Nazi flags anywhere. You know, and that was a bit, you know, and people like were like, well, why you know, but honestly, who wants to play under the Nazi symbol? You know, like I get it, you know, you're trying to do that. So, but at least the story was there, and they're like, okay, well, our story's accurate and things like that. So people are upset about this. But I don't know if that's the main reason. Like I said, this game looks like DLC to Battlefield 1.
No, it doesn't. No, absolutely not. No.
Wait, before you continue,
Z,
I put the link there in the chat for you to click on.
Okay, what's going on here?
That's the 85%.
So
it's coming from CNBC.
From who?
Put it again for me, please.
One moment. I'm putting it here in the Hangout chat. There you go.
I think what we could see as
you gotta
well
pay the
is
bills too, Z.
Right,
how many games?
I don't see it.
How many gamers actually fought in World War II?
Oh man, probably tons of dozens. None. Yeah, I mean, I doubt any. You know what I mean? But it is like I said, like that's a lot how sometimes how people feel. Just in general, from what I've read and stuff like that, like I don't care. I'm probably gonna buy the game. That had no effect on me one way or the other. Thank goodness for EA Access, you know, because we're gonna be able to try it out for free and get a good feel for it.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think people are also angry. Like that's where Griffin Gaming comes from. He's angry that how DICE is treating people, saying like "fuck you," we're gonna do what you want, like you said, Crap, and that they just basically attack people for not liking what they're doing.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it's the world we live in now, right? You're either one way or the other, and screw you if you're not that way, you know?
Yeah, and Predator H2O with the $5 says, people crying about the story in Battlefield 5, but probably won't even play it. Very true.
Yeah, that's people that's just complaining just to complain. And no, the game does not play like Battlefield 1.
I haven't played it.
I'm saying
it looks like it, but
it look because they're running off of that new engine. The game looks sweet. It runs a lot smoother. But it's just more to me. It's like let the people do what they have to do. Because I mean, if you want the game to be totally realistic, I'm with Worry on this. Look, then it should be like PUBG or like what is it? I can't think of the other game right now where it's just permadeath. You die once and you don't come back. Because I mean that's exactly
Rainbow Six.
I don't think Battlefield was like always historically accurate or anything. Anyways, they always did alternative things.
Right, and they're doing these story things. I mean, like in Battlefield.
Alternative facts. Is that what they're doing? Is that what you're saying?
It could be, but I mean, people were acting an ass because of black gentlemen on the cover of Battlefield 1. And I was, you know what I'm saying, like they were like black people weren't fighting in World War I. Like, I mean, come on, man, y'all got to do better than this. So,
and there were women fighting in World War II. There were a whole battalion of them.
Yes, the Russians had.
Maybe they're from America.
Yeah, so the thing of it was is that like I understand, you know, how some people want to try to make the thing look this way and that way, but I mean, it's a video game at the end of the day. Just play it and enjoy it. You know, so I mean, I'm sure that there was some stuff added to the story.
Though, when it came out, when that trailer, sorry to cut you off, when that trailer came out, I got hit with like fucking excuse my language, like 3 DMs, like and people were like furious about it, and I didn't really get it, but
I mean, it's
the
weird.
people were very angry about it.
Yeah.
I don't think though. I think that Battlefield 5 is still going to do well. I
You know
just
what?
think it's more or less. It's stuck in a. Everything fell right for Battlefield 1, where this is everything just kind of.
Well, I just blame Red Dead.
Yeah,
Red
like
Dead,
Red
Dead
Dead,
is huge.
Call of
Red
Duty.
Dead.
You got
Yeah.
Forza, you got Soul Calibur 6, you have I mean, people might not care about Mario or Mega Man 11, but there's a lot of games that's going to be coming out. You got Fallout 76. There's so many games that's going to be coming out around the same time that's coming, and
Yeah, and their
that's gonna be
marketing, we can agree, it's
secondary.
complete crap. Their marketing was really bad for this Battlefield.
It has been. It
What
has been.
What did you guys think about? Like, I'm not interested in this game, but that Shadows Die Twice game now is going to come out February 22nd next year.
Why is everyone going to February?
Well, that's the same day as
Everyone on
Crackdown 3, Anthem,
Oh my god.
Days Gone. Like, that's insane. Also Metro. Yeah. Some of that stuff.
Anthem better cleaned up.
Some of
That shows you
gonna
that
come.
2019 holiday is going to be just as insane as this year.
And I don't know about this game, but Mr. Parker from Mr. Parker's a Dumbass Podcast, we watch that every Friday at 7 p.m. But Shattered State, possible PlayStation exclusive. I've never heard of that.
I never heard of it either.
Yeah, but I don't know what that is.
Oh, I never heard of it either.
Oh, thank goodness it's popped up those ugly PS4 controllers. Did you guys see those ugly ass PS4 controllers that they announced?
A lot of fuckery has been going on about those controllers because now PlayStation fans can't make fun of Xbox right now.
Shattered.
It makes money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There'll be PlayStation fans, they'll buy them, and there shouldn't be nothing said about it. I mean, in my opinion, I understand that, Xbox fans can laugh at PlayStation fans for buying it, but again, these are a company that wants to make money and want to make as much money as they possibly can. So, I mean, it's a smart choice by them.
I don't have an issue with the controllers. Actually, I mean, some of them look kind of cool. I guess the orange and blue one was kind of nice. Maybe, I don't know, orange and blue one. I guess Xbox get teased about it because they don't have no games, more or less. So
yeah,
that's
I know.
what that shit can when
they have more announcements with that
than actual games, or what I mean. So. Well, they get ragged on about, but shit, the PS4 is the most successful controls of all time, isn't it?
Yeah, the DualShock 4 is.
Yeah, you gotta, because you gotta buy them, man. You gotta keep those things die so fast.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was a little pissed off. My God of War one died, and when I got with the console, I mean that was it.
But they want to talk about those batteries.
That motherfucker died.
Hey, we're about to have rechargeable batteries though, so you pick and choose your battles there.
Did the control? Because you could return that if it's within.
I got it from Amazon, and with the console, the bundle. So I didn't know if I got to send back the whole console or whatever the case may be. But Kratos
I was just a freaking controller.
Sent me another one. Sent me a shout out to Kratos. Sent me another God of War controller.
Your mic's like going in and out a little bit, like you're clear
like
and then you're muffled and then you're clear.
It sounds like he's on a phone almost. You know what I mean?
What the fuck's going on?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that is
hold
a little bit weird.
You might want to unplug your mic. I don't know.
Yeah, hold on one second.
It's OBS.
Hold
You
on.
sound like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Man, what other topics do we have?
Oh man, we have so many topics. Actually, I don't even hell know.
Come on, crap. You can make a thumbnail out of anything.
Yeah,
we were gonna do tomorrow, but we were like, we don't want to step on dealers shows because we'll see. We'll probably have some information tomorrow. But
I didn't expect to go through all the topic, like some of those topics, as fast as we did, kind of. So,
well, I mean, Gamescom can't be all about controllers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's one. There is that report that the PS5 components are delayed.
Oh shit! Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna hop back in there with them. Hold on. I'm having an issue here with the mic and everything. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. You guys can still hear me, I know. I'm gonna hop back in there with them. Hold on. Yo, there we go. All right. Let me go back to Skype. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let me hop back in there. Go on Hangout.
Ability, where Sony will
guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, when you do this, now the show stops. Just so you
no,
know.
we know. You guys are still rocking the room. We're still live.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like how that works out. Like if people are gonna be, more excited about there being forward compatibility, if that's gonna help Microsoft, or if people are gonna go with the more traditional for one more generation and go with Sony. I think it's gonna be.
I wouldn't be surprised if 2021 it all packs out. When people say next year, I know there was a report that Xbox was going to have a new console in 2019. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it. I wonder what they're going to do with the forward and backwards compatibility. It is intriguing to maybe even if Sony just says, "Hey, we'll just go PS5." That's somewhat intriguing to me because that means that you're making games that are strictly for the one console. I don't know how it's going to play out with these consoles.
Sony needs to do full backwards compatibility, or else they will shoot themselves in the foot.
I think that they're up against that, but I mean, they did say that they would have a clean break, but I don't know how it's all going to work out. It's very interesting, but one of the things that I do find a little bit that makes me a little bit trepidation with next gen is you're going to still have these OG consoles, PS4 and Xbox One, that are supported, and how much further can we really go when they're there? Unless unless they do the cross-gen thing like they did with the 360 and the PS3. I don't know how that's all going to work out.
Yeah, and also you got to think about what Sony's going to do about services, because of course they kind of shunned away EA Access, and for PlayStation Now. You want to know if they're going to go balls to the wall with that. You think they should because they spend so much money on Bankai, or however you pronounce that.
They're going to go download. They're going to go. There's a rumor that PlayStation Now is also going to allow you to download the way that.
That would be smart. That'll be smart for them. But also, what are they going to do about the services because of what these publishers are going to do? Are they still going to reject them? And Microsoft will probably welcome anything because they want the Xbox to be more like the PC platform than anything. So. It's going to be.
But do they have to do that? Does PlayStation have to do that though? Because they're sitting at almost 85 million consoles now by not doing that. By not doing that this generation.
But I'm talking about with this. But there's a whole different aspect of what's going to happen between from next generation to this generation. This generation has already been established because it was already Xbox was already pretty much in a bad predicament from the very get-go. So there was just too many factors. Yeah.
But consumers didn't change this generation. They want a closed walled garden approach that Sony's giving, that Microsoft isn't. They want a box that has exclusive content.
Yeah, but Rory, I gotta go with K-Mega here a little bit.
I got to beg to differ on that because people will talk bad about Game Pass,
I'm just and then they say sales.
Well, no, when you're talking about something that over 5 to 6 years, we're talking about what's coming on for the new iteration. If PlayStation goes and they say, look, we're going to do it just like the old traditional style, and that could be exactly what they do. I mean, it's their choice to do whatever they want to do, right? They got the market share and all that, right? And a lot of people think that PlayStation will be up ahead when it comes to the exclusives and all of that. But
so they just drop a deuce in the toilet.
Will the gamer? Yeah, but will the gamers think differently now that these services are there? So, I mean, that these services are around, you got Game Pass, you got backwards compatibility, and it's been successful for Xbox. I'm sure that there's a fan base out there that wants an EA access so they can get discounts and things of that nature.
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't.
Well, here's the thing, Warren, and that's my opinion because I think K-Meg's onto something. Beginning like next generation,
hold on one second. Just the beginning of this quarter. We're not even talking about the holiday season, right?
Yep.
They sold 7.5 million PlayStations already, and that's this year.
Yeah.
The services has been established. Things that people look for in terms of service has been established, and the base is still not buying that over a PlayStation. So I don't see all of these people all of a sudden in a year or two just deciding that I think I'll switch now and go towards an Xbox as opposed to what I've already invested
What will PlayStation have is the same thing that happened with the Xbox in this generation. What next generation will be for them is what Xbox went through this generation. There will be people that will hold off and they will still buy their games on PlayStation 4 because because that's exactly what they did with the 360. They were like, I'm not paying $500 for this console when I can still get games on my 360, and this PlayStation 4 is cheaper. You don't know if Xbox is going to try to come cheaper with their Scarlet. You don't know what they're going to do on that aspect. And if PlayStation just kind of just say, look, I just want to just do it the traditional way, not add these services, not do this, the old way is already obsolete. You know what I'm saying? Gamers are going to be looking at it from a standpoint of what is more beneficial for me and how much can I get out of it.
Okay, but here's my point. The old way isn't obsolete because the first half of this year in 2018, they sold 7.5 million units. The old way is not obsolete because consumers are adopting the
I
old
didn't
way.
say that it was obsolete. I'm saying that what I'm saying overall of like, well, no. What I'm saying in the meaning of obsolete is saying, look, what happens next generation is not going to probably be what's going to happen, next generation. I mean, I'm saying this generation is pretty much over. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation's already
right, but I mean, everybody said that going from the 360 to the One, that it was Microsoft's ball. They were going to win because of services, because of future proofing, and it just didn't work out that way because
there was a whole bunch of the price factor, Rory. Yeah, the price factor was the biggest thing. Was the biggest issue coming out of the recession, Rory. That was the biggest issue.
I don't think console
$100
gamers
difference was the hugest.
I don't think console gamers want this huge open everything everywhere. They like the closed box and they like the Sony.
I'm with Wario on that one.
I'll play devil's advocate here. So, K-Mega, I don't think you're necessarily wrong about anything, but Wario is right that a lot of people like the traditional console because it's what they're used to and we like familiar things. But what happens if next generation they start doing services such as, like, you already have EA doing the EA Origin All Access? What if Ubisoft launches their own thing? PlayStation's going to have to allow some of those things, and then all these publishers like EA are pushing for things like Fortnite-style crossplay, and Sony is not on board with that at all. So what happens if the rumor of Google and Amazon come into the console business, and you have all those consoles, along with the PC, along with your mobile, already doing crossplay, cross-progression, and all that, and it's only Sony left out?
Well, Google's not making a console, and neither is Amazon. They're gonna do software. They're not gonna make consoles. But I mean, Sony can allow for crossplay. Sony can allow for games as a service. But Sony, at the core and their first party, is going to remain a walled garden. And that is what people have been adopting at a greater rate than anything else this entire generation.
I'm with Wario on that one.
Even into this year, the first quarter.
I say time will tell. I just don't. I mean, look, because a lot of people has been hold back about Game Pass. I mean, Crap and Mooch have been saying that, like they were trying to give away the Game Pass back on MC in the mornings, and people really was like, oh, I don't want that shit. Now everybody clamor for them because they see the benefit.
I had 4 full 1-year subscriptions and a bunch of 1 months and stuff like that. And
give me one. I don't.
Dude, well, I gave them all away now, but it's like we couldn't give them away for the longest time. Like when we were trying to give them away, like we do a pony prize where you see a pony go across the screen, they call it on Skype. First one that calls in wins. They used to go, hey, do you guys got anything better? Like it's a year of Game Pass. And they're like, yeah, but do you got anything good? And now,
if Game Pass was really a joke, then why is EA going all in with Origin Access?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's positive, and why would these companies want to break away from Steam putting in their AAA titles, or take them away from Steam and start doing their own thing if it wasn't beneficial to them from making money? You know what I'm saying? Game Pass, or backwards compatibility, if it wasn't making money, why would they keep doing this? It is making money.
But at some point,
it's gaining steam. It's gaining progress.
At some point, how many subscriptions can you possibly have, though? If you can't get EA games in Steam, if you can't get, Activision games in Steam, if everybody does their own
options are always good.
At what point do you just not
pick
get
and
them?
Choose? But the options are always good. If you alienate a group that says, look, man, dang, I see that Xbox has got all of these services over here that are available, and they got all these games that's going to discount, but PlayStation just want to do it because they want to keep it traditional. That is going to make people feel some kind of way. That is already making people start to talk and question backwards capability.
It may make them
if you
feel
can't
that.
play your PlayStation 4, we're far beyond the realm of talking of not having the PlayStation 4 games not to be played on the PlayStation 5. I just think that would be suicide for them.
I think
they've got so much momentum right now.
They're going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and also with their service, because PlayStation Now was a service.
Right.
They just got to budget it right. I mean, see, look, we can agree to disagree on it, but
hold on. Shout out to Harry Helene for the 50. So Game Pass isn't bad for consumers at this moment, but the truth will catch up to reality that it will finally turn into a service rushed out bullshit.
So this is where the industry is going. It's going. I mean, there's going to be people. There's going to be gamers. I mean, that don't like it.
Okay.
But there's going to be a lot of gamers that's going to accept it. They're already accepting it. It's just like with digital software. Everybody was clowning Microsoft because they were talking about discs and game sharing and all this. And PlayStation did the whole, this disc, all that. Hell, digital sales are up all over the place.
I'm not disagreeing with this idea that it's going to go that way. But what I'm saying to you right now, at 8:29 p.m. in 2018, they just sold 7.5 million units by not doing any of that to consumers in the console space. That's what I'm saying. I don't see it changing as fast as everyone says it's going to change, going from the 360 to the One, and I don't see it happening going from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5.
I think Game Pass could help that in regards to you have an instant collection there.
It could,
especially
but
with
it's
the
available
exclusives
now, and people are not adopting it.
Well, look
in
like
the same amount that they are PlayStation 4s doing it the old way.
I get that, right? But if you look at what PlayStation has done, is they're coming out with these games right now.
Right.
But next generation, I think Microsoft's idea is to kick off the generation with Fable, Halo,
and that's a great idea.
Series, and they're all going to have those right day one. So you buy the console and you put $10 down, you got all those exclusives and a ton of other games day one. I think that's their idea.
Or are they really exclusives? Or
I mean, they're console exclusives.
They're going to Steam.
I mean, I hate to say this, man, but you do realize that eventually Sony's going to branch out and start putting their stuff on PS Now.
I hate to say this. I hate to say this to you, but right now they're not, and they're winning.
They're not, but they're not winning because of that, though. They're winning
sure
for
they
a
are.
No.
The console space is a closed space.
No.
Consumers in the console space who play console games are very
then
tech
why
savvy.
didn't Xbox win right from the beginning?
Let me finish.
Let him finish.
Okay, John Doe.
Listen, this is the only space where everybody who plays video games knows all about technology. They got phones. They love everything everywhere. But for some reason in the console space, people still, and this is bore out in actual data in 2018 right now in the sales, they like a box that you take home and you get content created by the creator of the box exclusive for that box. That's what they like. Whether or not you agree with it, whether or not you disagree with it, whether or not you want to talk about services out the ass and the future, this is what people are adopting right now.
Listen, let me say this. And how come the Wii U didn't do better? How come the Xbox One didn't do?
Nintendo.
I know, but how come the Xbox One? How come the Xbox One didn't do better right out of the gate? You're telling me they didn't have a better launch?
$500
because they had a console that was $500.
But it was $500 for 4 months.
They put all of their tech into a friggin' camera. They took
away for the first 4 months, and then they
took away the main feature of a fucking video game console, which is to play video games.
But hold on, let me say this, right? For the first 3 or 4 months, listen, the first 3 or 4 months, that's true. And then they took it out of the box and they loaded it to match the PS4. Not only that, but you're telling me so when they matched the PS4 within the first 4 months,
they didn't match the PS4.
They did.
But listen to me for a second.
Sony had Knack.
Listen to me.
Killzone.
Listen to me.
Can I ask a question?
Hey, listen.
When did they take away the main? When did they take away the main feature of playing a video game? The box still played video game. The marketing was just wrong. The marketing was just wrong.
You're missing my point. Not taking away the feature
of marketing was
video
wrong. They already was
towards a video game.
They were already victimized from the get.
Let post up and more go.
I look at this. I look at this. If they would have released that box, if Microsoft would have stayed with that box would have separated them from a Nintendo Switch and a PlayStation 4. It would have been a different system. It would have had something going for itself outside of just being a regular box. We're in a new age of technology. This is not the 80s and the 90s no more, man.
But we're not there
we're in
now.
We're in a different technological era. Kids are growing up with access to things that we didn't get access to back then. So you can apply back then on what you can apply what went on back then to now. I know games are still the core at the end of the day. And this notion that next generation that people are going to stick with PlayStation 4. Well, Xbox fans felt the same way when the 360 era that everybody was going to stay put with the 360. But you know what? When that new generation started, it was 0-0. And when gamers saw what each company had to offer, they made their choice then. This notion that everybody's going to stick with PlayStation next generation just because what they're doing in this generation, it's not going to happen. People are going to see what each company has to offer and go with what bets fits them. Let's go.
You're talking about now, but you're not looking at what's happening 3 years from now.
And here's my point that everyone is not missing and going towards this defense mode. Listen, the PlayStation has not done any of these things that you're talking about by moving forward in terms of differentiation, in terms of services, in terms of branching out into the
PlayStation. Hold on. We'll see. No. Because you've been saying the same thing. No, but you've been saying the same fucking thing.
And I'm going to say it again until you let me finish.
You've been saying the same thing. The only thing I'm saying.
Let me finish.
All you see is you're saying that PlayStation's not going that route. But they already are with PlayStation now. They're already going to get involved into cloud technology. They have their own devs out there working on stuff as well. You don't think that
all I'm saying to you, and all I'm saying to you,
for having a service being put on that box.
You gotta let me talk if you want me to talk. If you don't want me to talk,
hey, I just want to let you know. I'm just saying.
Are you done?
Hey, Worry, put him in his place, please, Worry.
Are you done? Are you finished? Oh shit, let's go.
I'll put him with the today Sunday.
Can I go now or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Everything you're saying, I'm not saying is incorrect.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is that what they're doing and what they may be doing or may not be doing, I'm looking at what they're doing right now and what's working right now. That's all I'm talking about. And what they're doing is an old way of doing things, and it's working very well. Yes, period. Sir. Period.
But no, it is. I'm not saying that. But I'm talking in terms of PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying? Not for what PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is the goal, is got the minus touch. Everything that they've done, the marketing, everything has been great. Even when they didn't have the games to compete with what Xbox was doing in the beginning of the generation, they went through that, and then they came with their bangers at the end of this generation, and everything has been great for them. So that's good. It's just going to be a whole different thing.
Sony is still doing stuff the new way. The only thing that hasn't changed is the old way is they're focused on games being the center of attention, which it should be. But outside of that, as far as PSN services and things like that, they are pretty much doing the same thing that other companies doing.
They're so old way they don't even let you change your name on that shit yet. You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying this notion this notion that Microsoft going into cloud technology, that Sony doesn't need to do that because they're selling.
Hold that comment for 1 second. We pay the bills. Jamal King says,
see, you gotta let me warm up, man.
Xbox fans are delusional, just like Trump people. I'm sorry. Thank you, Jamal King.
Look, man, this notion that Microsoft going into cloud technology and stuff like that, and Sony will not follow, they don't need to because it's nonsense. Sony is going to do the same thing. The whole industry is going that way.
I'm talking about content that's exclusive. That's what I'm talking about. They can have a cloud technology. They could do all of that. But what they are also focused on that is working very well is having studios that they own create content that you can't get anywhere else except their box.
Okay, I can agree with that.
That's a very old way of doing it.
I can agree with that.
Working very well.
Microsoft, we have to understand that Microsoft, is a different company than Nintendo. And I'm just saying, you gotta understand Microsoft is a different company. Sony has one platform. No,
they don't.
Prior to, I'm talking about as far as the ecosystem of the PlayStation itself. You know what I'm saying?
How about this?
Prior to Microsoft getting into gaming, they were really exclusive to the PC platform. They just can't abandon that market. They have to cater to PC players too. I know we want them to cater to the Xbox. That's all fine. I want exclusive content that I can get only on the Xbox too. But they can't leave the PC platform out there. It's their bread and butter.
Let me ask you a question. Right now, think about it like this. Right?
Well, if it's their bread and butter, why is the Windows Store so shit?
Yeah, exactly. But what made the 360 so special?
It just played
Hold
games.
on.
It played games better.
Okay, well,
advertising
they had
was
exclusive
great.
I mean,
content
there was-
that you can only
Well,
get
hold on,
goddamn-
no, but
goddamn
Warriors-
I mean, that's a preference question.
Let me
That's-
just say this
that's
though.
a subjective question.
Warriors' argument is kind of lame. I mean, at
Kind
first,
of lame. How
right,
could you call that man
it's
lame?
kind of lame because
Crap, you
the
haven't
first
spoken to
three.
this man in 15
No,
months.
listen.
You come in and insult him? I didn't bring Warrior here for this shit,
first
crap.
3 years, the first 3 years, Sony had nothing. Microsoft had the games.
Okay,
And-
and
and the PS4 still sold.
if you've ever had a PlayStation, you know that they have shit at the beginning and then their first party ramps up in the middle and the end. It happens
I
every
know.
gen. It happens
I know
every gen.
that.
It'll happen next gen too. They'll have shit, and then halfway through they'll come out with some amazing game, and people will be crazy, and they'll say, "Oh, it's exclusive."
Maybe.
All that shit.
Maybe.
No, it'll happen every gen. It happens every
I mean,
gen.
look, here's the thing. Microsoft is giving people the option on what they want to do, right? Like, there's not while sure there are some overflow people that'll play PC and Xbox. Like, if you're a console gamer, you're gonna want to play on the console, man. So I don't really buy into that whole idea that people want to. When they're pumping out a new Fable, a new Forza, a new Gears, a new Halo, a new IP from Ninja Theory, new Compulsion Games, the Initiative. When they put out that quadruple exclusive, people are gonna buy it. They're gonna be, and you don't even have to buy it. You can just get it
How
on
about
Game
this? How about let's look at this number. Hey, Neff, you there?
What's up? Oh yeah.
You were a console guy, right? And I've spoken to you personally. And you said, you know what? You're going to skip Microsoft next console. You're just going to buy their games on a PC.
Yeah, I did say that.
But why? There's nothing wrong with that because they're still going to be making money off of it. That's the thing.
Man,
You have to keep. See, this is the thing that you guys are so caught up into the fact of the box itself, except for what Xbox's parent company is. It's Microsoft, and they don't care if you get if you buy the game on the PC or if you buy their box. They just want the software to be sold
all the time. Microsoft is a software company.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that matters. What you buy that software doesn't matter. They're gonna get the money anyway. And I know, and it's important to gamers to have something exclusive to their system to bring value. I understand that. See, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that, and I hope at some point they do that, and Phil do hold to his words because he did state that there will be some content that will remain exclusive to the system. That's something we haven't seen. Like I say, this generation was pretty much Microsoft kind of stumbled, and couldn't find their footing throughout this generation. But towards the end of this generation, they're rectifying. And as far as the Windows Store, it is a Windows Store in development right now. It's not out right now, but they have a whole new Windows Store that will be accessible across all their platforms. That's going to be way better than the one they have now. It's just not finished. But at the end of the day, though, you know what I'm saying? Band studios and things like that shows that what they needed to do, and so next generation should be good.
Right, and as long as they bring the games to the gamer, it shouldn't matter about anything else. I mean, like if the options are there, I think it's great. Just like with the discussion with certain gamers that not going to get their Steam box. They're not going to worry about it because of maybe internet issues or just don't want to deal with that type of technology. They'll still have the option to get any 3 different consoles that they want. If they want the big boy, which is the big boy or the little one, it doesn't matter. And if they've got a PC and they want to play their games at the highest level, then that's fine too. I mean, that's the whole thing. I don't see what is wrong with options. You see Xbox is going a whole nother way. Nintendo is doing their own thing, and PlayStation, if they still want to dig their feet in the ground and do it this way, we'll find out next generation which worked and which didn't.
Okay, let me pay the bills. Once you see it, somebody see it? I got it. Shout to Harry Helene for the $109. He says, I heard a leak last week that Disney will come out with a console. This leak's coming from one that have worked 2 days with behind closed doors of the gaming industry.
Never happened.
What are your thoughts about this leak? And hold on, we'll get to one more. And Jamal King said PlayStation is like Ferrari, Xbox is like Hyundai. They make good economy cars, Xbox first, and are horrible at exotics. Ferrari does this always from the beginning. Xbox will never be able to compare. Now, going...
what? That was a bet.
Wait, hold on.
Talk about the Disney one. I've never heard that
go back to Disney.
I've never heard that one.
You can't even get that $10 back, bro.
Man, you lost that.
He paid $10 to say that?
Yeah.
What a damn fool.
Well, he right though. Xbox is like a fucking Hyundai. PlayStation is goddamn Ferrari.
Hey,
I'll explain the X to the Pro.
Hyundais outsell Ferraris, don't they?
No,
Look, here's all I want from Microsoft, right? I don't care if Microsoft wants to put their games in shoes. That's fine, right? I want to see content like God of War on the Xbox. If they want to,
but they're working on that.
If they want to put that on the
everybody
PC,
wants
if they want to put that on a phone, that's fine. But when I see that content, then I'll be happy. And I think the reason that I'm not seeing it, and I haven't seen it in a while, is because they got so many hands in so many different things that they're not focusing in on this box right now. That's the only thing.
I think the problem was Phil was being.
I think the 5 Studios is a great pickup. I think Propulsion Games is one of the best pickups, and Ninja Theory.
It's some more pickups already been picked up.
Right. Yeah, but we have to realize how adult structure. Phil had a boss.
You're absolutely right, Roy. I think that's the thing about it, that a lot of even Xbox gamers, if they don't want to admit it, they want to. They want to see these games like God of War, like Detroit, maybe not like those particular games that play
just
like
something of that quality.
That's something of that quality. Gears looks fantastic. The new Gears look fantastic, but here comes the argument. It's another Gears, Forza, Halo. We get it. So Xbox has made that move. Look, Phil Spencer, once he seemed like he got out of wherever he was because it seemed like everybody else was in his way, things are starting to move now. Once he got to that position, it's starting to move. Now it's just that gamers do have to wait, and that's the unfortunate thing. So
you want to explain that post up? Because Terry Myson is the boogeyman to you.
Nah, it's not just. Look, man. Even when Phil got his first initial position back in 2014, he still wasn't the boss. He still had to answer to somebody. Then 1 or 2 years after that, Xbox get moved under the Windows and the device division, and Terry Myerson comes his boss. And from what me and Z heard behind the podcast, or when we're not offline, I ain't gonna speak too much in, but we heard pretty much all what went down. A lot of funding got cut. It was more games that got cut than what we know about. From what we heard, games that we never heard about got cut. That never seen the light of day, more than what we knew about. Even the one that people always talk about, Scalebound. Terry Myson cut the funding on that. That's why I got cut. He cut the funding a lot of stuff. From what we know, he didn't believe in the Xbox. He was just a pure window guy. But I understand Z point though. On the flip side of the thing, if you're Microsoft, you're a trillion-dollar company. If Sony can find their way through the storm and through the mud, then you should be able to find your way too. But once Phil got his position where he was sitting next to the man, and that's when everything start rolling out. I don't blame Terry Myerson from everything, because those things prior to that took place.
Now, hold on, let's pay the bills here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We did the $10 one here. Jamal King, $4.99. See, Worry made the analogy for me. Hyundai has its hand in so many things. Ferrari just does Ferrari. That's what he meant by that. Well, and Top Dog with $5 before I let you go. They bought all those studios back in 2001 with the OG Xbox. Where are they now?
You ain't lying about that.
Ferrari makes a different brand of Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? Hyundais make Hyundais. They just make different brands.
Has Sony never shut down a studio?
Right.
Let me ask you a question.
Drive Club.
Let me ask you a question here. In terms of going forward, you see how traditionally the PS2 launches, right? And you get that fireworks game called Fantavision at launch, but then you end up with God.
Oh.
How did you lag out?
Mike broke his jaw. But get back to my man, Harry Helene. I didn't hear anything about Disney making a console.
I haven't heard that rumor. Maybe it hasn't popped up in the media yet. Maybe it was just today.
Why would Disney make a console? That doesn't.
Disney has too much fucking money, so I don't want them to make a console right now.
They would. The only thing that they would put on there is Disney flavored stuff, right? Like Marvel, Star Wars, and stuff. I mean, I don't think that's good.
Yeah, I mean, those are huge IP though. If they do it real.
Yeah, I mean, who are they going to get to develop that stuff? They've already.
Man, I don't know. I guess they'll make their own studio at that point. But I don't know if that's
down on their studios.
Yeah.
I mean, Sony has canceled games and closed studios in the past. I think it's just a much bigger deal when Microsoft do it. I don't know why. But this is a game, man.
I got cut
out. All right, hold on. Before we continue, how the hell did this argument even start? Did it start because of services? What the hell was it?
I think it was about just about the PlayStation 5 and the parts.
Yeah, Warren, you're the one who went with it. So what happened?
Wait, I got cut out, right?
No. We're talking about like how does argument even begin? Something about services, right?
He's too busy downloading Shenmue 1 and 2. Those released.
Never happened. I played them on the Dreamcast, and that was it.
Oh, what are you kidding me, dude? Everybody's
Shenmue
going to be
1.
playing this. Nostalgia.
No.
Come on.
No.
Yeah, no, I heard something about services. Sony isn't doing services, therefore they're winning too.
They are doing services, but what I was trying to say is that because they're, and again, this is all from a first party standpoint, not a third party, because everyone gets third party.
Okay.
From a first party perspective, don't you think it's better, or it seems better this generation, to have your first party only focus on one particular piece of hardware and squeeze it really, really hard? That's why you get games that look like the Uncharted's.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that. That's what I'm with you.
Microsoft's approach with their first party, where scale it up and down to everything, and then throw it on the Xbox.
Okay, good.
Solely on
how I interpret that was you just said Sony doesn't really focus on services, therefore they're winning. But all right, if you think that way, that's fine.
No, they're focused on content. Content is a service. A game is
at the beginning of the generation, they were focused on resolution.
And we all
facts.
Right, but Sony only starts off.
Talk about it, crap.
Well, I mean, if you look at the stuff they
made a console that couldn't compete.
Hey, if you want to talk about the facts, I mean, things just changed to happen to suit whatever Sony's doing best at the time.
Right, and at the end of the day, throw all that out. At the end of the day, it's about games, right? Video games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we throwing all that out, right? See,
well, it's 2018.
Sony fans,
you want to talk about 2013?
You don't kill me with this.
Okay.
Only when it suits y'all want to.
Let him speak.
Only when it suits y'all want to. Only when it suits y'all want to dunk.
Microsoft fan. I'm telling you, it's 2018.
Man,
I just got here. Okay, so wait, no. So your argument is that you don't focus on 2013. It's 2018. We're talking about
going forward into the future.
Right. We're talking about 2019 and 2020. So
right.
Which way are we supposed to focus? If we can't focus, we have to focus on the right now. Right now, Sony's putting out games. At the beginning, they weren't.
Right.
You just was about to say before you got cut off. You were about to say that's how Sony is. At the beginning of the generation, they don't put out anything. They put it out at the end of the generation. That's going to happen next generation, right?
Exactly.
Right. So what are they going to focus on?
They're going to focus on
content.
It's going to go back to power. It's going to go back to power.
It's not going to be content, right?
And that's why Xbox, and that's why Phil Spencer and them said that they were not going to allow Sony to have that platform because because that was
games are a service though. You understand that, correct?
Yeah.
That was what killed Microsoft, or I should say Xbox, this generation from even trying to come close to catching the lead was because of the price point for one, and two, the power narrative, because that was everywhere.
Yeah.
From nobody didn't care.
The PlayStation will play multi-plats better. We're gonna go, and it's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? It will play multi-plats better and it's cheap. But that was one of the two main things people, even 360 gamers switched to the PS4. I will get better performance on my multi-plats with the PS4 and it's $100 cheaper.
Right.
So at the beginning of this generation, it was games with Microsoft. But that was taken away from the conversation because it became 900p or 720p in resolution. And so when that narrative was taken away. Now, it's about the games. It's about
isn't that a reason to buy an
Leave
Xbox
the past
One X
in the past.
But isn't that a reason to buy an Xbox? Isn't that the narrative now to buy an Xbox One X because it plays games better?
Well, it depends on what your preference is as a gamer. It depends on what your preference is as a gamer.
Xbox is still selling. The Xbox One X is still selling well.
Sure, but I mean, if you don't buy a mid-generation upgrade, if you buy a PS1 Slim and an Xbox One S, the PS4 Slim is still the more powerful console. But the Xbox One X is the more powerful console in terms of the mid-generation upgrade. So if the narrative is buy an Xbox One X because it plays games better, then it's the same narrative that you're arguing against when it started in 2013, but you're defending now in 2018.
You got a good point with that.
That was just a mind fuck.
All y'all, please stay the hell out of this resolution.
I was just saying how the narrative has changed. It wasn't so much a defended.
The
goalpost has changed to support each side.
PlayStation, Xbox, y'all stay the hell out of that resolution talk. Stay off of the power talk because
just make good-looking games.
The PC with that Nvidia graphics chip, they just
it all over everything Xbox and PlayStation.
It's widening the gap so far right now.
but this is what I'm saying. Like y'all stay out of that conversation as a whole. So going into the next generation, right? Sony's the head of their company. the new head, who is a service-focused guy, that they are going to shift their focus towards services. So regardless of how much,
trying to bring up,
and this is the thing, you can't go into a few years down the line with we're going to be what everyone wanted us to be before, or we're not going to change, because the same shit happened to Blockbuster. Blockbuster put all them other video stores out of business. They could have they could have bought Netflix for $50 million, and they got put out of business by Netflix.
I thought it was like 2 or 3 mil. Because Netflix was shit. Yeah.
Do you
they
think
didn't want to evolve into a digital service because we aren't there yet.
Do you think
everybody
PlayStation's going to put their games
used to their VCR? Everybody used to their DVD player, but they got put out of business by a digital service. That is where the industry is going. Everything is going digital. Music. They stopped selling CDs in fucking Best Buy because people
got audio books now, bro. They don't even read books.
I don't know about gamers that I don't
putting Barnes and Nobles out of business.
Do you think PlayStation's going to put their games on PC in the future?
No.
They got PlayStation.
They'll put it on, PS Now.
They got games on PS Now that you play on
PS
PC.
Now could probably be accessible via that.
But you think their first-party games are going to be exclusive on just the box?
No, they'll be on PS Now like they are now.
Right.
I mean, day and date. You think they're day and date titles in the future on PlayStation 5?
At some point, they'll get there.
It'll happen in a few years.
This cloud thing that everybody like to laugh at Microsoft about. This is a industry moving across multiple industries. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is moving towards a cloud, even far as development, and even far as game development. It's happening across all industries. So Sony's going to get there too, just like Microsoft. Microsoft just have a tendency to take the lead on it and deal with all the pushback and things like that. Z said all the time. Microsoft, you say it all the time. Microsoft is the first to get somewhere in terms of being there before other companies, but sometimes they have a tendency to not market things right. You know what I'm saying? And then some company will come along and do it better. Apple beat them there with the phone. They had an opportunity to do that. They beat them there with the iPod. They had an opportunity to do that. You know what I'm saying? And the same system that people gave Microsoft slack for in the beginning of this generation, we turned out to have those systems on both sides towards the end of the generation. So they was still ahead of the game. People didn't see it. You know, people don't know what they want until they get it. You know what I'm saying?
Until Microsoft changes their messaging and this whole everything everywhere shit, they're gonna get their ass kicked next generation too. I can promise you that. Bet your bottom dollar.
Is everyone on board with this streaming thing?
Microsoft's going to get their ass kicked next generation regardless, because in order for Microsoft to not lose, PlayStation has to basically walk into everybody's house, say fuck their grandmother, and then slap the shit out of them, and then shit on their lawn, and then kill a puppy. All of those things have to happen in order for PlayStation to lose next generation.
What happens if Sony become more of a service-based company next
They're
year?
still going to have it.
It won't happen. It'll happen near the mid to the end of next gen. They're going to try to go traditional, but they're going to see that EA and Activision and all these other companies are going to shift this way. And regardless of what everybody thinks, Sony does not dictate this industry. I don't know why the hell y'all would believe that in any way, shape, or form. Third parties make the majority of the games. The third parties are the ones who decide where the hell this industry is going to go. They make an engine. Every other engine dictates the engines that are made by the individual companies. When they make services, they're all dictated by the third parties. The third parties decide how this industry sways because they make the majority of the games. Sony will put out 10 games, 12 games over a generation. The other bangers that you're playing are from second and third party developers. They're from outside studios. Get that shit through y'all skulls. Sony does not dictate shit.
It's almost 8 o'clock, see?
It's 9 o'clock, isn't it? 9 o'clock?
Well, he's an hour behind.
He said,
what exactly is the consumer benefit of digital over physical? Not a fucking thing on console. And Harry Halim said, roadmap of games is everything. Power matters less. What roadmap did you have at the PS4's outset? Because they said greatness awaits. And then you waited for fucking 3.5 years. So where was that roadmap? That was a long ass fucking roadmap.
Indies was their roadmap. They were friendly to the indie developer.
I keep getting busted out of here.
No Man's Sky.
Until they got they
putting out games. Now they're not putting out games.
No Man's Sky plays the best on the Xbox One X.
Xbox.
Oh shit!
That's trash.
What they say.
Resolution and power.
It's still trash. But Microsoft needs to put out fucking games, and they need to put a roadmap, put hope out there. Sony is good at selling hope. Sony sold you hope, you bought hope, and then they delivered. Microsoft needs to sell you some fucking hope. They don't. Everybody's in despair, and then they get into these cycles where Xbox just is trash, and it's the worst thing that's ever happened to game, and it's not putting out games. All that shit. No, it's not putting out shit you like. That's fine. You don't have to like it. Don't buy a fucking Xbox. They don't give a fuck. Like Microsoft, I don't know if y'all care. No, they don't give a fuck if you buy an Xbox. Xbox has sold less than half of what PlayStation has sold, and they still made $10 billion fucking dollars off of services, game inclusion services, all that shit. They're gonna keep making their money, and they're not.
It's sold better than the 360 though, hasn't it?
Well, no. it was supposed to be ahead of that, but who knows? I don't know.
Nah, fuck no. I'm gonna tell you fuck no. I'm gonna say 100% with the
originally stop saying that.
Right, fuck no.
Yeah, they did stop saying that. Yeah, about a year ago. So
that shit is lagging behind, but it's making more money than a 360, which is why I said Microsoft doesn't care where you buy your games. That's why they said they're gonna reach 2 billion people, and everybody keeps making that assumption that means they're gonna put their games on PlayStation. Let's say PlayStation sells 120 million, right? Xbox ends up around 60 million. That's 180 million, right? Where the fuck is the rest of that 2 billion? Because that's a drop in the goddamn bucket. Like y'all need to get that consoles or everything out of your damn mind, because Microsoft doesn't care.
And that's a big analogy right there, because that's exactly what they're going to do. What PlayStation is going to have to do.
Look where we're at.
They're going to have to start going into the cloud service and putting their games on other platforms, because the PC space has hundreds of millions of players, cell phones, tablets. It's just the future.
That's what I was just about to say. That's what and K Mega said it. People are playing Fortnite on cell phones. People are playing PUBG on cell phones and iPads. That is a market right there. The cell phone industry is a super huge market.
Hey, I'm gonna let you guys
that can help them get that number
as
well.
I'm gonna let you guys have it. Z,
I'm not arguing the point that it's. I'm just saying, like right now, I don't see those people migrating to phones and stuff. I just don't see it.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
They're already migrating the phone.
Yeah, you know how much Fortnite makes just off the cellular device?
Here's what I'm talking about. I understand what you're saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just talking about PlayStation as a box and Xbox as a box.
Ah, okay.
That's all I'm talking about. And I'm saying the majority of people that play video games on a console, they know about all this future. They know about phones. They know about Fortnite in their pocket. But they're still gravitating towards this closed experience that PlayStation offers.
I disagree with that. Every gamer don't know.
I'm just looking on the sales.
I'm talking about in terms. Every gamer don't know about technology and understand where it's going. I wouldn't say every
people that play console games that I know are tech savvy.
Hey, I know
they understand cloud, they understand phones, they understand. But for some reason, they won't think outside the bubble of closed consoles. They're still doing it.
I know some games. All they know is 2K19 and Madden. That's all they know.
They gravitated towards God of War. They gravitated towards the box that all of their friends have. If I walk outside, walk into a random mall, gather up 10 people, and be like, which consoles do you have? All of these people suddenly become friends, right? You got a PS4, you got a PS4, you got a PS4. I go through 10 of them. Out of the 10, 6 of them have a PS4. One guy has an Xbox One. The other 3 want to play with the most people. What are they going to buy? An Xbox One? No. If the majority of the games are on both, these people all have a PS4 and they're all friends, they're going to buy PS4s. We're at that point in the generation where it doesn't matter that you want an Xbox One. It matters that your friend already has a PS4. It matters that God of War just came out and that's what all your friends are talking about. We're at that point in the generation where PS4s are selling PS4s because other people already have them, not so much because PS4 is the end all be all and everything they're doing is correct. It's because their friends already have PS4s.
Do you think
cheaper now?
Do you think one of the things besides all of their friends having ones that makes people gravitate to buying one is the content that's exclusive?
Sometimes nobody bought a PS4 for Detroit.
Oh, God of War.
No, but they bought it for God of War. They're buying it for Spider-Man. The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima.
For big.
But did people know that at the beginning of the generation when y'all said they ain't had no games? Did they buy the PS4?
Hold on. So who's buying it for Ghost of Tsushima?
No, I'm
outside
saying,
of the gaming community, who knows about Ghost of Tsushima?
What I'm saying to you is that most people don't know about anything, but they know about these big games through marketing.
Right,
and
they know about God of War,
and something must be working for PlayStation.
I see.
God of War
continue to buy.
God of War is a 10-year franchise. People know about God of War because they have PS3.
The same way that people know about Halo, and they know that they have to buy an Xbox. Well,
right, and
now they don't.
They still buy that shit.
Right, you can get it on PC, but I mean, the next Halo or the next Gears, these
things
are important. These things are important to the platform. So just like your friends are important, a piece of content that's exclusive may have some sway.
But just like in the scenario you're talking about right now, the next Gears, the next Halo, the next Forza Horizon 4, that's all going to be on PC. So you don't have to buy an Xbox, right? You can buy a new 2080. You can buy a new 2070, and you can play the same game better. So Microsoft doesn't care, and they're put into that aspect where they have the flexibility because they own Windows. PlayStation has PlayStation. They don't have any in-grounds to anybody else. Like they have enough. Microsoft has a touch of every PC out there. PlayStation doesn't have that outlet, so they have to focus on their singular hardware. But they're still going to do services. They're still going to put PS Now on. Like when they took PS Now off everything, they left it on PS4 and PC. Why is that? Because they still want to touch that market.
So you're saying that exclusive content does not matter?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying exclusive content will sell a certain number of consoles, but the majority of the consoles are bought because your friends have it. Just like the majority of the people play Madden, Call of Duty, NBA 2K, and they'll pick up one big banger a year. That's 4 or 5 games. So they pick up a God of War or a Spider-Man. The other 3 games they playing throughout the year is Madden, Call of Duty, and fucking NBA 2K, maybe FIFA.
So don't you think don't you think a selling point though for the Xbox One X is you could play all of those games that all your friends buy better?
No, because you can't play it better. You can't play it better than other.
I mean graphically, stuff like that. The selling point.
Yeah, the selling point Microsoft is trying to swing.
Right, but that's an exclusive in its own right for Microsoft as an exclusive.
It's not, because you can still play these games with a 4K buffer and all that shit on the PS4 Pro. Just because Microsoft put out buzzwords like true 4K and all that fake ass bullshit they be trying to sling to everybody don't mean nothing.
All right, well, with that being said, let me pay the bills real quick. McNeil, Chris J said, man, shut this fuck nigga up. Rambling about nothing. Fucking masculine. But anyway, you guys enjoyed the show today. I'll let you do a round of applause for my brother.
I keep getting cut the fuck off, man.
Yeah, while we're ending it.
Yeah. Warrior Ward came in and destroyed everybody today. Crap hadn't spoken to him in 15 months and he's gonna fucking assault him. You know what I mean?
I didn't insult him. I said his thing was lame because
I wasn't blowing Microsoft.
No, because the first 3 years of this generation was a completely different story.
I thought you left. I want to talk about you.
No, I wasn't. I didn't leave. Dude, I let people finish, man. I learned my lesson with that John Doe stuff, man.
Whatever happened to Doe? Is Doe still making videos?
It's your boy John Doe.
Doe like 6 months ago, man.
Really?
I did a one-on-one with him like 6 months ago. Like that. I guess Doe.
He's cooking. John Doe. He's just starting his own cooking show, man. In the kitchen with John Doe.
When I spoke to him, the first thing he brought up was that goddamn party chat with the 360. That's the first thing he did.
Oh, I had to hop in. I had to hop in to help K Mega, man. It looked like he was going down for the count for a minute. I had to hop in.
Hey, I still remember the whole thing with John Doe. When the Master Chief Collection got announced, he swore those games would be $60 a piece. And I was like, no, man. I was like,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
This is why there was an argument. because it's the Halo Master Chief Collection. He swore that it was going to be $60
He
a
was
piece.
mad at you, man.
And when I was trying to explain to him, no, it's going to be $60 for the collection, he just like wouldn't have it, man. He just didn't believe it. And I was like, no, man, it's $60 for all the games, man. It'll be fine.
Oh, he's probably celebrating when the game was broken, anyways.
This was like, dude, we did a BGST when it leaked out, right? That the Master Chief Collection was a thing, man. You got to remember, like BGST was it for like that was the only podcast at the time, and so yeah,
when did BGST even start?
1872.
Yeah, right.
Feels like it.
Like early 2014. Like January, February, we started.
Oh man, I got to do an anniversary or something, man. Like,
this was close. It was a showstopper.
I need to do an anniversary show and talk about how it all got started and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, man, I love it, dude. Let's go. Woo!
Listen, just remember.
It's been going on for that long. Wow.
Just remember, every game looks best and plays best on the Xbox One X, just like the PlayStation 4 in 2013.
Damn right.
Well, with that being said, if you guys
multiplats were king back then, we were getting it just to play
multiplats, baby.
That's what matters. 99% of what we all play are multiplats.
1080p makes you a better gamer.
Damn right. 4K. Hey, 4K makes you a better gamer.
Now,
it
wasn't important then, but it's important now.
Hey, by the way, I got that T-shirt. It's a very popular one. I've sold over 30. 4K makes you a better gamer. Buy it, wear it, live it, love it.
You sold over 30.
Oh, wow.
Over 30 of them, yeah.
30 weirdo. I wish I was his way in a while with that shirt. I was slapped.
Dude, those are. You should have went to E3, man. I had. There was quite a few people, man, wearing those shirts at E3, man. Great stuff. Great stuff.
But with that, we out of here. Thank you.
Hey, you take a picture wearing one of those next to Yoshida or something, man. I'll get you a game.